I'm Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now, here to react to some trade rumors from Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report did an article for one trade every team should make this offseason. The Bears were mentioned in 4 of the 32 trade ideas because, again, beyond the one they had for the Bears, other trades included the Bears, if that makes sense. We'll go through them here. And as we know, Ryan Poles, not one to be afraid to make some trades. So let's kind of dive into each of these 4 trade ideas that the Bears are linked to and give some reaction. So the first one was the one they had for the Bears specifically, and that was to trade for Cardinals safety Budda Baker, who's got 30 years old, so he's getting a little older. Now, he's not quite Kevin Byard age, but when you factor in, hey, you're going to give up a 3rd-round pick this year and a 4th-round pick next year for a guy who I think is making like $18 million per year. I like Budda Baker. I don't like him that much. I think his best days are behind him. I thought Kevin Byard this year was just a better player than Budda Baker. Now, obviously, Byard played for a much better team, and Baker was still good. I mean, he was among the league lead in tackles among safeties, still covers pretty well on the back end, but I thought Byard was more effective and definitely made more splash plays, had 7 picks, 8 breakups, really good in run support this year too, one of the better years of Byard's career in that regard. So if you're telling me 3rd and a 4th-round pick for Budda Baker and bring on $18 million per year, or just re-sign Kevin Byard for probably like $8 to $10 million, kind of feels like an easy decision. Like I would much rather re-sign Kevin Byard. It feels like Budda Baker's been connected to trades forever, and I think the Cardinals missed their window on getting proper value for him. So I'm not that interested, and I'm definitely not interested at those draft pick price tags of a 3rd this year and a 4th next year. The name of a player that the Bears should trade for, and one other safety I'll mention is, like, you might be able to get Minkah Fitzpatrick for like a 4th or a 5th. $15.6 million this year, and I think a better player than Budda Baker. Why would I trade a 3rd and a 4th to Arizona? I'm good on that. So if there's a player you want to trade for, let me know who it is. Okay, the Panthers trade idea was trading for Cole Kmet from the Chicago Bears. So this was the trade idea from Bleacher Report. Cole Kmet, I just wrote this backwards. This is on me. Cole Kmet to the Panthers in return for a 2026 5th-round pick. So visualize that backwards. Colin, while I'm rambling here, make sure I didn't do the same thing on the other trades, please. Now, from a financial perspective, this would save $8.4 million for Chicago, which we've outlined. But I don't understand why, and listen, the Bleacher Report, some national guy who's trying to do a trade for every team. So I get it from that perspective, but I don't think anyone watching the Bears closely, at least shouldn't be doing this, understands what Cole Kmet's value is to this team. The Bears are among the league leaders in 12 and 13 personnel. What does that mean? 2 tight ends on the field, 3 tight ends on the field. I understand Colson Loveland is here now. Cole Kmet is not going to put up 600-800 yards in this offense moving forward. His days of catching 60, 70 balls are probably over, but I think he can give you what he gave this year, and probably a little bit more, honestly. I think he can be closer to 35, 40 catches. And you know what stands out from his receiving production this year is efficiency. Career high in yards per reception at 11.6. So, yeah, the volume might be lower because you have Loveland, because you have multiple good receivers, but he's an excellent blocker. He does a lot of the dirty work in the run game and in pass protection as well, and he's still reliable and a reliable target for Caleb Williams, someone that he trusts as well. So I don't think the casuals out there understand Kmet's value. Now, would I like to bring down his $11.4 or $6 million cap hit for this year? Yes, and I think there's a good chance the Bears will do that by extending him on a 2-year deal, maybe 2 for $16 million, in addition to the 2 years left on his prior deal, and then he's under contract for the next 4 seasons, which still would only get him to age 30, entering his 31-year-old season 4 years from now. So I think Kmet's going to be here. A 5th-round pick is not enough. Now, if some team was like, hey, we'll give you a 2nd, okay, you have to think about that at that point, but that's not realistic, and I'm not trading a 5th-round pick is not more valuable than Cole Kmet, given the fact that, yeah, he makes decent money, but it's not like it's $30 million. Okay, subscribe to the channel. We got daily content, the latest news, rumors. We go live twice a week, live watch parties during the season as well. Don't miss out on any of it. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. All right, check out our sponsor, Ethos. Guys, fellas, listen, it's tough to talk about life insurance. It's not a fun topic to talk about, but it's important, especially if you're like me and you got a family to think about. Thinking about my wife, my child, it made it easier to have these conversations, and I'm so glad I found Ethos as my life insurance provider. Carry a lot of responsibility at home. If something happens to me, there's real consequences. Mortgage payments, everyday bills, tuition, those things don't just go away. Life can throw you curveballs, and it's best that you stay prepared. With Ethos, you can get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. Ethos has no medical exams, just a few easy health questions online. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. You can get up to $3 million in coverage, and some policies are as low as $30 per month with Ethos. As of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Help protect your family with life insurance through Ethos. Get an instant and free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That is ethos.com/NFL Daily. Application times and rates may vary. It is Ethos. Check it out today. All right, next up here is Gervon Dexter to Jacksonville. So this is a pretty interesting one that caught my attention because I thought at the end of the season, I was like, I kind of wonder if Dexter's a guy they might trade. The fit with Dennis Allen's scheme didn't feel like a great one. Wasn't bad, but didn't take that next step. This feels like an overpay, though, from Jacksonville. 81st overall pick for Gervon Dexter, who, again, isn't a bad player. Gives you some pass rush juice as an interior defensive lineman, which those guys don't grow on trees. But again, didn't take a notable step forward from year 2 to year 3, is not very good against the run, and a year from now, you'd have to make a decision on whether or not to keep him long term. I think I would take a third-round pick. If this was on the table, I think I'm taking it and I'm running. Now, I'm not just, as soon as I get the call, I'll take it right away, but that's something I probably discussed with my staff, with DA, and in the end, the conclusion I'm probably coming to is, hey, Gervon Dexter, nice 3 seasons, but didn't see that next step. I'm probably going to pivot here. And yeah, it creates another need at defensive tackle, but it's not like Gervon Dexter it looks like a future All-Pro here. I've said this for a while now. He's a serviceable starter who flashes. I think he'd be an excellent third defensive tackle. A guy just pass rush, NASCAR package, boom, bring him in, come rush the passer. But whether Dexter is here or not, the Bears need to bolster this defensive tackle group. Grady Jarrett's a fine veteran. He's overpaid, though. We know that. Gervon Dexter entering a contract year, and you don't really have much else. I don't think Andrew Billings is going to be back. We'll see, do Shamar Turner and Dio Odengbo factor into that position? Probably a little bit, but they both are coming off injuries and have position flex, so we don't know if the Bears are going to use them more as edge rushers or D-tacks. I'd be looking to bolster that group and get a third-round pick for Gervon Dexter. Maybe you turn that into a guy like Darrell Jackson and restart the contract clock. So I would be interested in that if that was on the table. All right, and then lastly, DJ Moore to Las Vegas. And no, it is not to bring back Max Crosby. The trade idea here is just DJ Moore to the Raiders for a 4th-round pick. And people might be underwhelmed by that. I think that's probably about what you're looking at here if you trade DJ for just a draft pick. Now, I think he can be more productive than he was this year on a team with less weapons, or even in Chicago. It wouldn't shock me if he's back next year if he's, more in like the 800-yard range. But just given the crowded room with Burden and Rome, and you got obviously Colston Loveland at tight end, you still have Cole Kmet, and given his contract as well, his value is probably just that, like a 4th, maybe even a 5th-round pick, depending on the team. Now, I'm not just giving DJ Moore away, but again, if I'm looking to trade for Max Crosby or to spend big money on an edge rusher, trading DJ Moore helps you do that because it saves you $16.5 million. And yes, I know you can restructure him. We've discussed that. But then you're in this predicament next year. Like, do you cut or do you trade or restructure again a year from now? Because the more you kick the can down the road, the harder it gets to pivot out of that contract. So if he's traded separately from a player trade coming back to the Bears, it's probably what you're looking at, 4th or a 5th round pick, because a big part of it would be lowering the cap charge for 2026. Will DJ Moore get traded? What do you guys think? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Feels like it's a coin flip. I could see it going either way. Those discussions probably taking place in Indianapolis this week in terms of what the Bears want to do. All right, guys, appreciate you for being here, and thanks to everyone who made it to the end of the episode. We will continue to pump out Bears content on a daily basis, so hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Bear down.